What is up, Danny? How you doing? And I keep referring to just Danny, but if anyone else sees this video, this is just a quick 2-minute. How do you set up using SoundCloud or Tidal inside Serato? And here's how you do it. If you notice, here is my cursor right there. We are going to go right here to the DJ preferences. We're going to go to right here, My Serato, and open that up. And it will basically bring you to a couple different things. I just wanted to show you this. First, you got the expansion pack, and I haven't even used any of these because I always have lighting and rigs and stuff set up at my gigs already. So you don't necessarily need to use those. But here's Wolfpack and Serato Flip. I'll do another lesson on both of those later. I do use Serato Flip every once in a while to do some samples and sampling in songs. But here is how you can set up using Tidal or SoundCloud when you are playing. So what you want to do is you want to go here and you want to go into Library and Display. And you can pick, here you go, here's Tidal or SoundCloud. Here's SoundCloud. And if you are not logged in, it will log you in. Here I'm going to click on loading Tidal, and then we can go back to SoundCloud. So here we go. And it'll bring up and populate just a little window, so it'll tell you what to do as you are playing. And the nice thing is you can toggle back and forth between either SoundCloud or Tidal when you're playing. So if you have a set list that is already put together in SoundCloud, you can do that. And again, this is kind of last minute, so you don't want to always be using streaming services. In fact, you don't want to use them at all. And if you notice, here is this little switch right here. This little guy right there will let you search inside Tidal. So if you want to switch it, you're going to go back up here to your gear. You're going to go to Library and Display, and then you're going to go to SoundCloud. Click on SoundCloud, and now you can search your music here in SoundCloud as well. Just makes it really easy to find some music if somebody's actually asking you for a request and maybe you didn't download all the songs that they had asked for. You can actually go in here and find some of the songs inside SoundCloud. So a lot of times, like, I wouldn't have a certain type or a certain specific song from like Rufus Del Sol. And so you can type in Rufus, and if it's in SoundCloud, it'll be there. Sometimes they're not. What a great example. Good job, Sammy. And then actually, here's what happens. You got to hit this SoundCloud. Then you can type in Rufus, and that will pull up any Rufus Del Sol that can be found. So if you don't have that on and you type something in, and that's not in this search bar for SoundCloud, you won't be able to see it until you hit that SoundCloud button. Does that make sense? So yeah, that's how simple that is. And I'll type in Rufus Del Sol, but here we go. Boom, look at all these. You were right, a bunch of these different ones. And then you can put them in here, and you are off and running. So that's how you do that. That is how you basically stream of the music from SoundCloud or Tidal. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But just remember, this is kind of the last line of defense. You should have all this music purchased and loaded and analyzed inside of your Serato before you do that. Cool? Alrighty. So lastly, too, if you want to analyze these files, the same thing, you just drag them up here, and it will analyze that one song. So you can see right now it's analyzing You Were Right, the Louis Felton mix. Let's do another one here too, so you can see how that works too. So if you just want to analyze one or two songs, the simple thing you can do is basically go in, take whatever song you're looking at. There you go. We're going to take this one, Rufus, Take Me by Miguel Campbell remix. Take it, drag it to this analyze folder, or the analyze file button. Just drop it right there. And you'll see it start to move right here. And notice there's nothing right now. If this does this properly, it will populate your BPM and your key right here for you. 1 second. It's just taking a minute to get done. And one thing to look at too while that's exporting, there you go. Look at that. Now this one here is at 124 BPMs, and that is in the key of 9B. And here's a couple cool things. You can also add any of these things that you want to see. I like to use genre as well. That way you can see what kind of energy I'm working with, right? So I don't know if it did that one, but let's just drop it in there one more time. See if there is something that needs to analyze to give us which genre that's in. And usually genre is, let's see here, boom, boom, artist, song, and you can see some of these are really long. If you want to move these over, Daniel, you can shorten these windows like so. This one didn't tell me the genre. Oh, here it did. I'm just lying. So it did tell me that is deep, and you can move these over if you want so you can see this is an electro. This you were right. Electro house, deep house, house. So it'll tell you exactly what that stuff is. I saw earlier too, Daniel, you were listening to some kind of more singer songwriter type of music. Let's see what happens if we do that too. Let me. I know you had a certain type. Let's see if the Lumineers. All right, let's see if the Lumineers, if it will tell us what kind of music that is, right? So that is going to be, and I'm going to put this here. I'm going to move these over. BPM, key, genre, then artist. That's what I like to do. Let's see what they say that genre is if they do, in fact, tell you. So that'll be a good little test for us here. And it's just taking a second to render out, and let's see what it tells us. Let's see here. And we got a little bit of a spinning wheel, so 1 second here. Oh, snaps. Crash. Well, that's how you do that. Let's make sure that we stay aligned and keep on working on these lessons. And until then, I hope that helps you out a little bit, Danny. And I'll upload another one here real quick too on how to start mixing with key and BPM.